Hello everyone and welcome back to Two Bros Game Night. I am your host, Older Bro.
I'm your other host, Younger Bro.
And today we continue in Doki Doki Blue Skies.
Alright, as Monika's poem progresses, more and more people wander in. Normally this would be a good thing, but they're making a lot of noise. Thankfully, they simmered down once they realize Monika's speaking, but the damage has already been done. She reaches the end of her poem, the last few words resonating in the classroom. A round of applause fills the room, and Monika beams at everyone, patiently waiting for them to finish.
Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my poem, and that it gave you a flavor of what this club is like. For the newcomers, welcome. We're just in the middle of showing you all of our poems.
For the benefit of those who have just joined, she quickly reintroduces everyone.
Anyway, up next is Natsuki. Take it away.
Natsuki stumbles slightly as she makes her way to the front of the class. I guess the nerves are really getting to her. It doesn't help that someone Snickers, causing her to
I'm not actually sure that term's correct.
Them.
I don't like that.
Sari seems to notice too as she hastens to shoot Natsuki a reassuring smile. Natsuki stands at the front of the classroom with her poem in hand, slight traces of irritation still visible on her face. Anyway, so my poem's called Jump Around.
No. First off, neither of us can be Irish.
She takes a deep breath.
So kick off your shoes and jump around. Yo.
And begins her recital. Just as I was hoping, she's able to inject her trademark bouncy style into the performance, bringing the words to life. She doesn't quite radiate the confidence Monika did, but her unique style shines through, giving the poem a flow and rhythm. While simple, it's effective.
This is the rhythm of the night.
My heart sinks as I start picking up on the newcomers having their own conversation in the back of the room. I'll hit with a surge of anger. How can they be so inconsiderate?
Isn't this the part where Monika said that she would do something?
It's clear that they aren't paying any attention, and from the pause and change in Natsuki's tone, she's clearly picked up on it as well. Why can't they just save their stupid, selfish conversations for after our performances? That's just people. Her poem comes to an end, but unlike with Monika's, there's a slight awkward moment of silence. Once again, there's a round of applause, but it's clear that the audience engagement isn't quite as strong.
Okay, this is actually her in the classroom, so she isn't on the stage.
Yeah.
Great performance, Natsuki. I really like the rhythm of that poem.
Natsuki forces a smile and makes her way back to her seat. It's clear that she's upset.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Anyway, our Vice President Sayori is next to perform. Uh-oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Hi, everyone! I hope you like my poem!
She cheerily skips up to the front of
Please be hopeful that neither of these two choose people out.
As she turns to face us, she looks a little nervous, fidgeting slightly.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. It's okay, Sayori. Just remember what you practiced. I've got full faith in you.
Yeah, you've got this!
This one's called My Meadow!
She begins her poem. Her soft voice guides us through the recital, and there's a remarkable contrast between her cheerful inflection and the more bittersweet nature of words. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice people casually flicking cupcake wrappers onto the floor along with candy wrappers laying on the tables. Worse still, the talking is getting louder and more noticeable. Monika looks around and at the perpetrators, frowning at them. Yeah, Monika, I think we need to stand up and do something.
Monika's allowed to do something about this.
One of the students lets out a loud yawn, making absolutely no effort to hide it. Another student picks up on one
the
of the
music's actually getting broken.
Quotes and nudges their friend. They both frown and laugh at the message, and I get the horrible feeling it's more the mocking kind of laugh. At this point, I'm seeing red. I'm going ballistic.
Yeah.
If we weren't in school, I would have punched these inconsiderate pricks by now. No one should be this rude to Sayori. She's probably the sweetest person I've ever met. Despite the now obvious disruptions, she's still trying her best and is making a real effort to continue. To her credit, her performance is still commendable. She manages to work the contrast of her
enunciation
against the words in her favor. It adds an interesting depth to the poem. I'd love to see more of this side of her. She brings her performance to a close, hands shaking slightly.
Lovely poem, Sayori. You really brought that one to life. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you!
Something's off with her voice. It's like how she was on Friday.
Yep.
Monika stands up, trying to address everyone in the room. Please.
Yeah.
I turn to her and say,
she'll
please
say
say
something. Just a polite reminder that it would be much appreciated if everyone could give our poets some respect while they're performing.
Monika looks stern while Natsuki looks positively furious.
Thank you. Now the stage is all yours, Yuri.
Yuri is looking terrified at this point.
I couldn't
imagine.
More. If you don't pass out,
right.
I'll be surprised.
Yuri gives her a reassuring squeeze, and I lean over, whispering into her ear. You've got this, Yuri. Just pretend like it's only me, Natsuki, Sayori, and Monika, because it might as well be at this point.
Just fuck these people.
I can't do this, Kazuma.
Yes, you can. I believe in you. I've seen how passionate you can become when you talk about Portrait of Markov.
Wait, I don't think I ever talked about that to you.
I loved that. I love seeing that side of you. Besides,
I never showed that side
he
of you.
said, this club can be the perfect place for any of these people. We just don't know it. She swallows nervously, nodding at my words.
Okay, thank you.
She rises to her feet, poem clasped firmly to her chest and avoiding eye contact with everyone as she walks up. Her eyes flick up to glance at the classroom when she gets on stage, although she quickly ducks her head back down to look at her poem on the podium.
One thing that I will note, they did not close the closet door, even though it would be closed in this moment.
It would be.
Nobody decided, even though they redrew this scene, they did not close the door.
Yeah.
This poem is called After Image of a Crimson Eye.
Her voice quivers as she starts, but unlike her recitation a few days ago, the meek and trembling version of Yuri remains well into the poem. She determinedly forges ahead, but I can tell that she's not enjoying it in the slightest. Oh, sorry, Monika, I don't have a poem. I have 20 words today.
No, you chose something online.
The rest of the classroom,
momentarily
subdued by Monika's words, soon begins to grow louder again.
Yeah, that might be a situation where you don't read because she makes everyone leave.
After a few lines of her poem, they are even more unruly than before. The crickling of wrappers fills the air, and
add a few points,
and Yuri is almost drowned out by other voices. I catch a few people getting up and leaving the classroom, and by the slight hitch in her voice, it seems that Yuri's seen them as well. Her eyes stay glued on her poem now, and it looks like she's trying her hardest to ignore everyone.
Valid.
One boy quietly wolf's whistling at Yuri, causing her to jump and lower her head even more. She practically shaking like a leaf on a tree. Cause he was wee old man, big and bad, Lord, point that gun at me. This is absolutely disgusting behavior, and I open my mouth to say something. Suddenly, Natsuki stands up, a loud scraping noise from her, pushing away from the desk, drawing the attention of the students. Can you all just shut up? I'm really freaking sick of this. How can you guys be so rude? We're trying our best to show you something amazing here, and you're just going to stomp all over our hard work like that? Unbelievable. Thank you. Finally, someone said it.
That's,
I can't even understand how people can be so arrogant and, just this plain terrible.
Yeah, that's... When Natsuki says, I cannot understand how people can be this arrogant, you know that you have fucked up. Because the point where she breaks her, air of arrogance to tell you to fuck off is...
When it's...
You have already died to her.
I didn't want to interrupt you, Yuri, but I can't stand it anymore. I think all of these should be exclamation point.
Also, if I'm looking correctly, I think the screen up there is much darker, which actually looks a lot better than our version, because you can't actually see the back.
You can't see the back of the door.
Which is good.
You idiots might as well leave if you aren't going to even pretend to pay attention. There's complete silence for a beat, and then I say...
It's a valid statement. If you're not going to even try to give a shit, get out.
And then I stand and I bow before Natsuki's magnificence.
It's fair. But...
Oh. Only came for the food anyway. Let's go, guys.
Wow, shit. Yeah, shit drawing for a shit person.
Shit drawing for a
Hold
shit
on,
joker.
you only came for the food. There's literally food at probably 80% of these classrooms because they do, like, food events. Get the fuck out.
Once this boy speaks up and begins to lead his friends away, one by one, more students start to follow them out the door. I throw a panicked look over to Monika, who's holding a strange, stiff expression on her face. Looks like she's struggling to stay calm for everyone.
Monika is not calm.
After a few moments, there's barely anyone left. Yuri, meanwhile, quietly begins speaking again, but her voice is barely audible. There's just a stifling silence accompanying her words. While she finishes, a weak smuttering of applause sounds from the few who are left.
Probably, yeah.
She unsteadily steps down from the stage, a blank look on her face. She won't look at any of us either. I'm worried about her.
That's valid. Okay.
Monika's voice cracks as she speaks up. She's still trying her best to see us through. I don't think any of us could have predicted that it would turn out like this.
Thank you, Yuri. You did wonderfully. I'm sincerely sorry for all the disruptions and sheer arrogance you had to endure. Those kind of people really are the worst. To those who are left, I want to thank you all for staying and apologize as well.
And fuck everyone who just left that door.
This is definitely not a normal occurrence for the Literature Club, I assure you. Well, let's finish off with Cosma then.
With a heavy heart, I slowly get up and walk onto the stage.
Do you have to actually do the... Yeah, do you actually have to do the performance?
When I get up to the podium, I'm...
Appalled
by the sight of the classroom. You know what?
I'm
Fuck
gonna
my
assume
poem.
there's maybe
I'm
like
gonna make a
6
poem
people.
on the spot right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess 6 people.
Candy and cupcake wrappers are strewn?
Yeah, strewn.
Across the floor, and quote cards lay across about, with many of the cards now featuring shoe prints over the words. The remnants of goodie bags are left ripped apart on the desk.
To be fair, that one's probably a result of people literally getting up and leaving. So, yeah, they're probably not going to take their stuff with them.
Even the kanji curtain looks tangled up and messy. The only students left are the ones who waved to Monika at the beginning.
That'd be the friends.
This is what Yuri had to see when reciting her poem. No wonder she didn't want to look up and face these people. And I really do this now. How were the others able to finish their
You
poems?
probably have the easiest.
I look at the clock, only 10:20. Has it really only been 20 minutes?
You probably have it easiest because it's literally only the Literature Club and the
Monika's
5 friends who are literature nerds.
Taking a shaky breath, I begin to speak. Hello, everyone. I'd like to take a second to apologize as well, both to those checking out the club today and to those who are already in it. But despite everything that's happened, I can say that I'm glad I joined since I got to meet so many amazing people. And also I agree with everything Natsuki said.
No, we're not going to go into that.
I believe that you guys will love it as much as I did too.
Again, the only people who are actually in the audience are people who, can't join this club, but...
Anyhow, I hope you'll all enjoy
Acquainted
with the night.
So do we actually have to read
dark
this
night.
poem?
I start reading and am struck once again by the beauty of the poem. The loneliness and isolation conveyed so accurately, I can relate to a lot of these feelings. Yeah. It's your poem,
no.
Of course.
Well, no, it isn't his poem.
Oh, right.
He got this all the
time.
time.
Right.
But
I won't be as good as I once was, as the others at reciting, but I can only hope that I'll be able to do the poem justice. Thoughts of doing both the poet and the club proud strengthened my spirit, and I managed to fight through the depressing mood. The quiet of the classroom suits the lines of the poem as well, and my recital seems to fly by rather quickly.
Excellent performance, Cosma. What a great way to round off the event.
As I step down from the stage, Monika stands up next to me and defends me still today, and addresses the room.
Thank you all for coming and staying. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. That's it for the scheduled recitations, but you guys are free to stay and hang out if you want.
There's an awkward silence for a few moments, then the remaining students start to stand up.
Yeah.
Hello.
That would be Shiori. This one is one that I am aware of. So.
Did you voice the blonde hair girl?
Yes, I voiced Emmy, which is unfortunate because it forces me to voice Emmy when we find her in Kato Shoujo.
Alright, so that means I'll voice this chick. Hey Monika. Oh, and you too, Kazuma. I didn't know you were in this club. The girl standing before us is actually my homeroom's class representative, Shiori. Given that both she and Monika are class reps, they are probably friends. Yeah, I only joined about a week or so ago. Now, I don't know if this character is also borrowed from another game.
No.
I see.
These, I'm pretty sure, are all unique characters. The only one who isn't a unique character is
Emmy.
Yep.
Hey, the way you guys were treated was seriously awful. Your line.
Sorry. It's fine. Thanks for staying.
Either way, sorry about everything, Monika. I'll check on the club sometime. She gives us a small compensatory.
Yeah,
compensatory.
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 This one I know what the word is. I struggle to pronounce it.
And I'm torn between wondering whether everyone's pitying us or sympathizing with us.
Those sometimes are the exact same thing.
They all start to file out of the classroom after a few more goodbyes. Monika keeps a strained smile plastered on her face. Meanwhile, Yuri has her head buried in her arms on the desk. Aww. In contrast, Natsuki is staring straight ahead, gritting her teeth, and Sayori looks down at her desk, picking at a spot on the varnished wood. Oh!
Okay, they did actually do the art for the classroom. They still didn't close the door.
That was rough. To say there's tension in the air would be a massive understatement.
Yeah.
There's silence in the room, made worse by the sense of awkwardness. No one knows what to say.
We have officially seen every character that matters, I'll say.
No one expected the festival...
okay, no. There's still one.
...to end this way, and the impact is hitting us all. So, that could have gone better. Fuck. My attempt at humor falls flat, and I immediately regret speaking. Natsuki gives me a dirty look, but Sayori smiles wanly. Meanwhile, it looks like Monika's face has finally fallen.
She no longer has to keep up appearances. I don't understand. Where did we go so wrong, guys? We spent so long preparing for this, and after all of our efforts.
For the first time, that outgoing confidence Monika always seemed to radiate has snuffed out. She clearly cared a lot about this event, and I feel awful for her. I know I don't get it either. I thought you guys all did such a good job as well, better than I could. The decorations, the recitals. I'm sorry, Monika.
Don't worry about it, Cosma. It's not like it's your fault anyway.
She smiles weakly at me. Glancing around, I notice that Yuri and Natsuki seem particularly upset, with Yuri looking absolutely dejected and Natsuki steaming mad. This is your fault.
Yeah, it's just her way of being upset.
This is your fault, Monika. I told you this was a stupid idea. None of us were even that comfortable with doing it in the first place. Now look where it's landed us. Ooh, tough scene.
Yeah, this is that sometimes conflict is necessary scene. Excuse me? My fault? You all agreed to do this. Pardon me for thinking that it would actually go well. What's so wrong about that?
We only agreed to do it because we felt like you were focusing on us.
Forcing us.
Forcing us. I was really hoping this wouldn't happen, given everyone's low moods, and argument is the last thing we need.
I didn't force anyone, Natsuki. You know how much this club means to me. I was just excited to show what we have to the rest of the school.
Yeah, because that was such a good idea, wasn't it?
I'm really starting to get sick of your constant sarcasm, you know. Why can't you just try being positive for once in your life?
Gee, it's funny you should say that because I'm really starting to get sick of your self-righteous know-it-all attitude. We told you this was a bad idea, but no. You just had to insist on this even though no one was happy with it.
It was for a reason. Look how much Cosmo enjoys it here. Is it really so unreasonable to think that we could have found someone else like him? Or is that just too positive for you to even fathom?
This is awful. The other students were bad enough, but now Monika and Natsuki are going for each other's throats.
Maybe quite literally.
Look at how badly everyone was humiliated. How inconsiderate all those... She struggles for a moment, her anger inhibiting her ability to speak. Those assholes were to all of us. They didn't give a damn about anything we had to say. What did that one prick say? He was only here for the food? All that hard work just for what? Nothing! She angrily kicks one of the desks. The loud noise jolts Yuri, who looks up with tears in her eyes.
Please, Natsuki, can you calm down?
Don't tell me you're taking her side, Yuri. You had to experience the worst of it. I don't get why you're not mad either.
Natsuki, there's no point in being angry at Monika. She didn't want this to happen. She had no idea people would react this way. It's bad enough that the students were rude, and I really don't like fighting inside the club itself.
Yeah, but if Monika just listened to us, when we said we weren't comfortable with the whole idea, this would have never happened. Monika sighs. This is the kind of conflict she generally leaves for Sayori to deal with.
Yeah, but
in this case, Sayori looks too distraught to
this is
intervene.
remember the last poem where you said, hey, sometimes the angel takes a break and the other people can give to her. Well, this is one of those moments where you're gonna have to give to her.
Yep.
So
okay, I need to interject here.
That's the Look, what you're not understanding is that sometimes you just have to take risks. Sure, this didn't go well, but there was always a chance it wouldn't have ended like this, and we could have had new members.
She turns to me. I mean, I
She
think
isn't
Monika
wrong.
should.
That's the point.
Could have invited one of those girls to join.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But the other girl's a class representative, so who knows? I mean, you of all people can understand that the best. You of all people can understand that the best, right, Cosma? You made the choice to come here. Look how much you enjoy it.
Don't try and suck up to him, Monika. Face it, you never listen to us, your club members, or take our opinions into account. Tell me I'm not alone in thinking that, Cosma. Ooh. Oh, great. Now I have a choice. Now I have to choose a side. I really don't want to do this. I desperately look at Yuri and Sayori, but both look too upset to want to get involved. Okay, unfortunately, I think Monika is correct.
Yeah, so I'd save the game. Again, I don't think this is a choice either.
But I think Monika is correct on this. I'm not going to side with Natsuki on this one.
That's fair.
Something tells me this is going to make me very unpopular with Natsuki. I brace myself for what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Natsuki, come on. You know better than I do Monika loves this club. It's only natural she'd want to share it with the rest of the school. Seriously, you're actually taking her side. I can't believe this. No, it's not like that. I'm not taking her side. It's just... Just what? That's exactly what you're trying to do, Cosmo. Don't try and backpedal.
Natsuki, that's not what he's trying to say. He's just...
Oh, of course, you're jumping to his aid. Shut up, Monika. Monika looks furious, and for a moment, I think Natsuki has finally gone too far. She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath, eventually trying to contain her anger. Jeez, Natsuki, don't you think that was a little out of order? You didn't have to shout at her. What would you know? You haven't even been here for 5 days. Why is everyone making me out to be the bad guy here? Remember when Monika said she'd make sure people weren't going to be rude during our performances, she did.
That's fair, but...
Wow, congratulations. She sure did a fantastic job with that. I mean, it's not only like anyone whistled at Yuri or anything, was it? Some enforcer you are. Her bitter, sarcastic tirade continues on, each point worsening the atmosphere. I'm the only one who can see this for what it is. It's just Monika trying to use the club to boost her popularity. And it sickens me. You think we're all just, what, some sort of pawns to you?
See, this is the...
yes.
Well, and yeah, it's...
if
I had to give a response, I would... In the terms of the timeline, in the terms of the grand unified timeline of all Doki Doki Literature Club mods, I would say so far, this is the beginning game. This is the game that happened that caused Monika to have to take control.
Maybe. Explains why you didn't even consider how reluctant we all were to do this, or why you let everyone just walk all over us.
Let's ignore the fact that at the beginning of the game, it literally starts with Monika saying the first game had happened.
Yeah.
And that she then allowed this. Natsuki, you're just being ridiculous now. Why would I want to hurt all of us? It's not exactly been easy on me either.
Natsuki lets out a snort of derision. You! What would you of all people know about life being hard? Monika blinks, looking like she's been slapped.
Yeah.
It's easy for you, Monika, with your role as the queen of the school, everyone liking you, all that crap. You have a perfect life and all, never having to defend your interests, never having anyone ridicule you for the things you like. Is this about your father?
I mean, to answer that question, probably, but that's not the point here.
I share classes with those assholes, you know, and you can bet they're going to have a lot of fun telling everyone else about how much of a loser we all are. And guess what? It's all because of you. You can practically hear the venom dripping from her words at this point.
It's not even
horrible.
Again, that's the thing. She's not even specifically mad at Monika. It's the situation of she was put in this bad situation, and it's like, what's pissing her off is that she's going to have to deal with this for over a year and a half now.
Yeah,
she now has to listen to those guys in her class complain about her performance and the entire club for a year and a half, and the only way she can see to resolve that was, we should never have had these performances. That's the only thing she can see as a solution. It's not even that she actually thinks it was a bad idea for a performance. It's just that she wasn't comfortable with it, and everyone else is going to be pissed off at her for a year and a half.
Face it! Honestly, she should be crying at this point.
Well, Yuri was.
Sari would be a better president than you could have ever be. Ooh.
Oh.
And with that, a sickening silence falls onto the room once more. But this time, it's a million times worse.
Yeah.
The fire in Natsuki's eyes is blazing, and quiet snots can be heard from Yuri. Sayori's miserably hugging herself, looking completely lost for words. Monika is wearing a stony expression on her face, looking both enraged and heartbroken. The whole club waits for her reply to the bombshell Natsuki just dropped on her. But without a word, Monika turns on her heel and walks out of the door, the impact of Natsuki's words hanging in the air behind her. No one knows what to say. For a few moments, the heavy silence remains. We all exchange looks. Yuri is meekly wiping her eyes on her sleeve, and Sayori is standing around awkwardly. Natsuki, on the other hand, is refusing to meet anyone's gaze. She looks like she's regretting her words a little bit. I couldn't imagine.
A little bit. Guys, can we make sure that never happens again? It was awful.
That was a horrible experience. Horrible to experience, to say the least.
Without Monika to restore order and keep things going, the club suddenly feels very aimless and disorganized.
Natsuki, I know you're angry, but can you please find Monika and apologize?
But
Please, I know you're feeling a bit guilty over what you said. After all, you're a bit mean.
Natsuki grumbles something under her breath. Nah, it's okay, I'll go...
That's you.
Nah, it's okay, I'll go find Monika. No offense, Natsuki, but I don't think she'd particularly want to see you right now. I wince as the words leave my mouth. There's probably a more diplomatic way of saying it. Natsuki glares at me. Fine. As I turn to leave, I silently motion to Yuri and Sayori to try and talk to Natsuki. Sayori nods and Yuri nervously swallows. Now, where did she go? She would probably went somewhere quiet where she could be by herself, right? The music room. Come on. Come on.
Music room.
Let us see the music room.
Or, unless the door to the abyss still's there.
Which rules out the classrooms, the courtyard, and the cafeteria. The only two places coming to mind are the girls' toilets or the rooftop. Well, I'm hoping it isn't the girls' toilets. Yeah, that would be rough. I made my way to the staircase that leads up to the top, thinking about how this conversation is going to go. Awesome!
We have seen stairs.
Will she even want to talk to me? She didn't even say anything as she left. What was she? Was she that upset? Although, given what Natsuki said, I really wouldn't blame Monika. Guess there's only one way to find out. There's a door at the top of the stairs which opens out to the rooftop. Bracing myself, I put my hand on the cool steel door handle and push the door open. It's locked.
No.
This looks familiar.
Yep. Again,
this looks like
I told you.
Oh yeah,
community.
They reused this.
Once the community sets upon a certain asset, is like this is the roof of the building, or this is his main living room. They generally all just are like, "Yup," and so they use it.
Yep.
The only one that that hasn't happened with is the main living room for your house.
Yes.
Which they actually redesigned for this mod.
But yeah, this definitely gives me. Was it World God Only Knows that had this, or
I think this is accurate for a lot of Japanese
different
schools.
Animes.
Also, the suicide prevention gates. Very apropos for this game. I'm not sure that's actually what they're for, but that is the result.
Man, the view up here is really something. I shiver as the wind cuts through my blazer. It's a cold and desolate place, a fitting setting for what just happened. I look around and there she is, leaning slightly over the barriers at the edge of the rooftop, face turned away from me. Not a peep sounds from her, not even when the wind slams the door behind me closed. Monika? No answer. I slowly approach her, making as little noise as possible in some illogical attempt to not scare her away.
Which is why you called out.
You, look pretty upset, so I thought I'd come to find you. I trail off mentally, berating myself at how weak that must have sounded.
Look, anything is stronger than that the shit show that just happened. So
she stays completely still as I sidle up to her, leaning on the railing on that I can see her face. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I expected, but her expression is oddly calm. Monika?
Beautiful view, isn't it?
Yeah, you could say that. Is that the reason you came up here?
It's part of it. On days like this, the wind and the eternally stretching blue sky make me feel like I can go anywhere. It feels freeing. There's something comforting in the possibility of getting swallowed up by that blue. Being able to simultaneously take control and lose control.
Monika Well, I know that you're obviously not okay. But I'm not asking if you're okay to know if you're okay. I'm just going to ask if you're okay so that you can choose to talk to me about whatever if you want to.
That would be the exact reason why people ask, are you okay, when they know you're not.
To give you an opportunity to open up.
That
you
would
okay?
Be I like how he literally explained
he went the roundabout way.
He explained the social phenomenon by
Oh.
asking if you're okay when you are in pain.
A thin smile appears on her face. Progress.
That's sweet of you, Kazuma. To be honest, I didn't expect you to have any tact at all.
Me either.
Did you expect that I'd be crying up here? Contemplating suicide or something? Don't worry, I wouldn't do it just because of the festival.
Well, I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to cry it out.
You know, I actually thought that I would cry at first. But maybe I'm all cried out. I guess I've come to terms with all the things that Natsuki said already.
She says such weighty words so casually. What Natsuki said wasn't true, Monika. I think that you're a fantastic president. We're just all frustrated with what happened. I hasten to try to give less empty words after she arches an eyebrow at me. I'm not just saying that to cheer you up either. Remember what I said to you before the festival during your little pep talk? She faintly nods. Well, I'm gonna reiterate it anyway because it's important you're aware of how much I mean it. Thank you for everything. You took me in when I really needed it. Remember how I said earlier that I've been feeling lonely? She nods again. Well, that's how things have been for me recently. I haven't seen much of my parents lately, and Sayori's been dodging me. And most of my days I'd spent alone. All that changed when I joined your club. You were also friendly and welcoming. Not once did you ever turn me away because I wasn't a poet. I mean, between you and me, I know my poems weren't the greatest.
You have a lot of potential, Kazuma. I did like your poems.
Well, I'm glad you think so, but anyway, that's besides the point. You accepted me for who I was and was always willing to help me. And more importantly, you've created something that 3 other girls hold dear to their hearts. Definitely the sign of a good president, if you ask me. Monika looks down for a moment as if composing herself, and then meets my eyes with a smile.
Thank you, Kazuma. It really means a lot. Like I said earlier, hearing all those from a newcomer really does make me believe I've hit the goals I set for myself. All I wanted was to create a little haven that people could call home, no matter their writing ability.
Well, I'll take it from someone who joined only a few days ago, then you've definitely succeeded. Also, had you not made this club, I would have never gotten to meet Yuri and Natsuki, or been able to hang out with Sayori again. Nor would I have gotten to get to know you better either, and that would have been a real shame, eh? I playfully nudge her, receiving a nudge back. This past week has probably been the happiest I've ever been in a long, long time. And that is all thanks to you. We share a smile, one that I'm now sure is completely genuine on Monika's part.
I don't really know what to say.
It's okay, seriously, I just wanted you to know how I felt. Anyways, Natsuki was a bit out of order with her words, but honestly, I don't think she meant it. I guess tensions were just running really high, and you know better than I do how fiery she can be.
Yeah, I know she was really just upset, but hearing those words, it hit pretty deep, you know? I tried telling myself not to take her words to heart because I knew she was just upset. But it was that line about Sayori being a better president. I don't know why it got under my skin so much.
It was just spite, Monika. People say awful things that they don't mean when they're upset. Sayori and Yuri are talking to her now, and I get the feeling she wants to apologize, but just doesn't know how to.
Well, that's definitely something Natsuki needs work on. By the way, thank you for making the effort to find me. It really means a lot.
I'm suddenly struck by the sensation I'm in. Here I am alone with one of the most attractive popular girls of the year having a heart-to-heart. Probably a situation most of other guys in the school would kill to be in.
Extra.
My face heats up a little as I process the heartfelt, rather vulnerable scene we're both in. You're welcome, Monika. Nothing to thank me for. I sheepishly scratch the back of my head. I feel like Yamcha.
Yep.
We should go and find the others, though. Don't want them to worry or anything. We stand up and make Wait, you weren't standing? We stand up and make our way back to the door.
I'm not sure how she was.
Yeah, did they say she was sitting? I thought she was leaning against it. Yeah.
I don't know. I hope so. It wasn't exactly nice to be told you have a perfect life and you've never experienced any difficulties.
Okay, I think we should probably call it.
Yeah.
That was a rough
We'll
episode.
get to figure out what Monika's insecurities and problems are outside of being, Monika.
Yeah,
next time.
That was rough.
So, that's going to be it for this episode. We will come back next time with even more of Doki Doki Blue Skies. Until then, the future is very uncertain. What is certain is you guys are awesome, and there'll be more Two Bros Game Night tomorrow. See you then.
Goodbye.